Good morning, peeps. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back to Football with Ends. Hold on. I know I'm gonna hear echo in a second. Make sure it's not. Yeah, there we go. Loads of transfer news to speak about, mainly Diaz, to be fair. I want to also speak about, Arne Slot in terms of how difficult it's going to be for him,
Mhm.
dealing with this process as well, because I don't think it's ever I don't know the man, so I don't know if that's ever happened from a footballing standpoint for him. So, would love to know what the people think, Savage's opinion on it as well.
Mhm.
And then we'll talk about as well, who do we think the vice captain potentially could be. I've got three people I think it should be out of, but I'm sure many people are going to have their own opinion on that as well, man. But before we get going, guys, as always, man, we always speak about we always check in with the people to make sure they're well, the mental health stuff. So how's everyone today? Sav, firstly, man, how are you today, my bro?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Good, man. Training out the way. Few clients this morning
Mm.
from overseas. And then, yeah.
Oh, okay. International Sav.
No, most of the time when I tell you with clients, they're all overseas. I've only got 3 in England. Yeah, I
Oh,
only got
see,
3 in
this
England. I'm
time I
not.
thought the clientele was all, well, not
No,
all,
no,
but
no, no, no.
basically
No,
UK based.
no, no. Cost of living and that, bro. They can't afford me still. So, overseas, bro. But, yeah, man. All good, bro. All the 90s, bro. Just morning, relax. Have my morning think piece. You get me?
Mm.
Try and zone out on that couple epiphanies and that. Yeah, man. Every day, bruv. Enlightens. I told you, bruv. Zen Savage, man. I'm not on the smoke anymore, bro. Like, it's not that. Trying to be positive, bro.
Mm.
So no one even send me your negativity anymore. I'm not trying to hear it, bro. Just letting people know that straight away. I'm not talking about regular football banner and that. I'm just don't send me some bullshit, bro.
Nah, I
So
hear it, man. Nah, I hear it. Let me check in with the chat. AR says, how are we doing? Like, comment, and subscribe. You never walk alone. Appreciate that, bro. Big up to Honesty in the building as well. So best bless up the familia. Keep the likes up. Big up to Michael Talks in the building as well. Mike, I'll send it in a minute, my broski. I did see your other comment as well. Christian in the building. Big up Psychedelic as well. Big up to Enz and Savage. Big up to you, bro. Simon in the building. Bless up. Um, and big up to Gandhi, the Savage. Told you, Savage is meditating recently,
yeah,
bro. I
I
love
want
it.
to say one thing, honesty. Don't call me Gandhi. He's a waste man. He's a waste man, bro.
Why is he always, man?
Man that don't know the history, bro. Man's a waste man, bro. Like, don't be falling for the Gandhi thing, bro.
Who should you be compared to then, Sav? From a meditation or spiritual standpoint.
Ain't no one like me, bro.
I
Yeah,
hear it.
yeah. One of them, man, and that just you get me. But I'm telling you, bro, if you do your history and research and that, bro, man ain't trying to praise Gandhi and that, bro. You get me?
This is why we need the Savage facts of the day, bro. That's normally when we get one of those, we go and do the research and
Yeah,
we
yeah,
come.
yeah. And obviously, bro, you get me. Bad people can do good things, and that. I'm not opposed to that. See what I mean, man? Calling me Dalai Savage and that ain't that's the Buddhist don who was kissing the little boy on the tongue couple months back, bro. Don't call me him either, bro. Don't you like got short term memory loss and that, moving like Dory and that. Don't you remember that? Man was
Nah,
mixing up
Dory
football
is
and
mad.
on the news and that like it was nothing. Nah, man. That's why I just said Zen, so I didn't have to speak about specific people, bro. You get me?
So we'll just keep it Zen Savage, then, guys. Can we not just keep it Zen Savage?
Yeah, man. These men they've infiltrated. You get me? The mad thing, bro. Nah, man. I'm just out here trying to be a good person. You get me? That's it. Not perfect. Just a good person. Nah, don't call me X-Men Special Side, bro. Don't. Listen, you lot of pussy holes, bro. Nobody wants me to be, bro. Just let me live, bro. This is why I can't be a better person, bro. These fuckers keep dragging me back in, bro. Just let me live.
Can you let Savage, like, he's moving in a different class now, guys? Can we stop trying to drag him down? Like, he's trying to,
Yeah,
you know
man.
what I mean?
I'm here for jokes and that, bro. But you get me? Just let me be enlightened, bro. Chilling.
Rose, big up as well in the building.
I'm
Big
staying
up to
quite
them.
like ends and that. I ain't really burying my feet in the grass and that, but
No, come on, Sav, man. Now, one of the days we need to do it together. Like, we just
we definitely ain't doing it together, bro.
nah,
With
Sav.
you want
Sav,
to do it with white linen trousers on and that, bro?
No,
Like
no.
Holy.
I'm just
What's
roll
that
up.
movie? Holy Man. Remember Holy Man?
You with Eddie Murphy. No, Sam, on the real. Now I'm talking about if I phoned you and say, yo, bro, I'm gonna go and sit out in the garden, put my feet in the grass, and then you just go and do the same. It's not
Nah, man, trying to connect with my soul and that. Leave me alone.
no, it's not that, but I'm like, you know the thing in it, man. You ground yourself, you lower the inflammation, lower stress levels, your heart rate comes down, blood pressure comes down. Scientifically backed and proven. So
Not in England, it's not. The
but
ground in England's not the same, bruv. This country is built on colonization, and that is not where I'm trying to put my feet, bruv. What? Built on the blood of slaves, bruv. I'm not trying to put my feet there, bruv.
but then you can tap in with the ancestors then.
For what, bruv? They died, I didn't. So clearly, I know something they don't, bruv. Big up the ancestors and that, bruv. But obviously, it
I was
didn't work
about to
out.
say you're gonna big up the
No, but
ancestors.
obviously, it didn't work out for them, bruv. I'm fed up with a man telling me to log in with ancestors that didn't complete the mission, bro. That didn't work for them.
They passed on the save game to us, and it's our job to finish the job.
No,
So
no.
all I'm saying is for us we have to meditate a bit more. I'm just saying we
I
should
do meditate and that, but I have my own form of meditation in it. You get me? I can free my mind, bro. I actually can free my mind as well and think about.
What do you mean free your mind? This is sound matrixy now.
Yeah, but that's what they're doing. That's why it's in there, because they've taken it from that's the only stuff I've ever studied, because technically the actual Buddhism's not a religion. Like Buddhism's not even a real word, bro. Like if you ask Buddhists, they didn't come up with that word. That was like from 100 years ago. People just all the isms and that, racism, Buddhism, colorism. It's not real stuff, bro. So you just take. I just like taking stuff from different things. Stop making it so artsy and all like, oh yeah, this is all airy fairy. Just take the practices of what they're saying. You get me? So, for example, you know that the Buddhist man, big up, bro, in the temple, you see him doing the raking and stuff like that and the cleaning.
Yeah.
In the moment. Bro, I got OCD, bro. That's what I do anyway. I'm in the moment, bro.
All right.
What? Remember I told you about tasting a cup of tea, bro?
It's simple stuff, don't spend the time to taste a cup of tea.
Yeah, man. How many of you, man, I just seen Michael next some drink, bro. But did you taste the drink, bro? Or did you just drink it? This is what I'm saying. You gotta be in the moment, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. I just want everyone to be happy, bro. This is not a game either, bro. So I'm not no actor, bro. This is real, bro. I want everyone to be happy, bro. If you don't want it, I can't save you, bro. Big up the man.
Big up. There's 60 plus in the building already, guys. Appreciate you guys being here. I hope you guys are well, man. I've put a poll in the chat as well, just to check in to make sure everyone's mental is in a good space. And if it's not, let us know, man. Maybe something we can help you with. If it's not in the right space. But big up to Michael Talks in the building. Thanks for joining us, bro. Firstly, we do the mental health check-in. So we'll check in with yours before we move into the crux of the actual stream itself. How are you today, bro?
Doing all right, man. It's been a rougher week, to be honest. So, nah, there's not much else to say really. Because when that happened with Jota, it's just like past circumstances that have happened to me. It's like you get those ideas of all the situations and the feelings you had when a death in your family happens, and like, it's horrible, man. It's horrible. So I can't even imagine how the family feels. I don't know. For me, when it came to that funeral, I just hated that how like publicized it was with all the photos and everything. I don't know. I just got like a bad feeling. Like I gave a speech for one of my uncles who passed away. Like if people were taking photos of me giving a speech or going to the church for the funeral, I'd be like a little bit like, can you like back off? Like this is a moment where I don't want any cameras, no social media, nothing. So I guess because they're just such like, publicized stars in this world, that's why they were there. But also, if you're in the media, you got to understand the circumstances and the gravitas of this situation. Let them be. They're in mourning. So, yeah, I mean, mentally, the past week has been a little bit tough, I think, for everybody if you're associated with the club. But if you've had a death in your family, I think it hits even more. It's like, wow, you just know how the family feel, and especially for the wife with the 3 kids. I can't even imagine what she's going through right now. And good thing Liverpool are going to pay the salary. That's what you show as an honorable club that we are. We can talk about fans and everything we do off the field, but the fact that we did that, it just exemplifies how good of a club Liverpool are.
Nah, facts, man.
Yeah.
Nah, listen, man. It's one of those things, You're right. I think some people would have reflected about things that's that's definitely happened within their family and stuff like that. It might be recent, it might be in the past, but it gives you that moment of reflection when you see things like these as well. And obviously, for us being Liverpool fans as well, it affects us a little bit more as well than probably the general world. I know there's some people that's throwing their tributes, but not really a fan of our club, maybe of the man himself and stuff like that. So we kind of, it's long term for us. The rest can kind of get on with their day. We mourn until until whenever it's best suits, or how, if you can find a way to come out at that moment. But listen, it's all good and blessed, man. Big up to, as I said, everyone in the chat. 54% saying they're great. Okay, let me see, because there's clearly
a lot of people who ain't great, man.
Yeah, so not too bad. 26%, 50-50, 14%, and not so great, 6%. Let us know, man. Is there anything that you guys want to throw in the chat, or let us know after in the comment sections, and we'll definitely chop those up and see if there's something we could probably give you advice on, depending. Or is it the moment currently you're still finding difficult to deal with? Then obviously the grieving process takes a bit of time for some people, and some people deal with it in different ways. So let us know. Maybe it's something we can help as a community, as a team. So it's all good. But let's talk about Mr. Luis Díaz. Word on the street this morning. Apparently he wants to leave Liverpool unless he's offered a new contract. I don't know how true it is. Obviously, we just go off of the sources, and the sources build. I don't know how true it is, because sometimes these guys like to throw stuff in the media, especially with, and this is where I want everyone to kind of take this with a pinch of salt as well. I think with what happened yesterday in terms of the video circulating social media about him partying, whatever they want to class it as, I think everyone's just trying to get their pound of flesh now. So I think there's going to be a lot of things come out about him, because they know he's the source of topics, source of like conversations at the moment. So I feel people are going to throw stuff out to try and slander him as they best please, because he'll get the clicks, he'll get the likes, he'll get the engagement. But I could be wrong. It's just an opinion, me looking at it subjectively and stuff like that. But so yeah, word on the street, he wants to leave. I don't know how true it is. Liverpool's stance so far has been he's not for sale, but now buying is interesting. Could be because of the Musiala injury, and also Barcelona as well are in for him as well. So we covered that yesterday. But they're proper interested, and apparently he's kind of giving him, he's agreed verbal terms with Bayern, and he's agreed with Barca as well. So I don't know. Sav, I'll let you take it, and then Mike, I'd love to get.
I always will take the stuff with a pinch of salt, because I'm never gonna know. I agree with everything you said. I do wonder sometimes. Well, with this circumstance of what we've had over the last weekend or last few days and stuff, I don't know if the stuff that was already people ready to post and stuff like that, and then they left it, like put it on pause, and then now that we've passed the funeral and that, they've decided like it's fresh week, we're going to go into it respectfully as much as they can. So I don't know if it's one of those, or it actually was like yesterday or whatever. Man said he wants to leave. I think when you take away the emotional part and we separate Jota and then back to Liverpool business, I mean, it's well within his rights, isn't it? Like, if it's kind of said it in the most plain and simple terms, isn't it? If I believe I deserve more money, I want to play for the club, but if you're not going to pay me what I'm worth, I'd like to leave. Sounds as simple as whatever to me. Of course, I don't want him to leave, but sounds pretty simple. And I don't know if Liverpool's got anyone lined up already, or Liverpool might have been turning people down the whole time because they're trying to line somebody up, and they don't really want to leave us a man down, so they'd rather get somebody in place that they can target, and then knowing that this is going to come up with Diaz, let him go. Could seem that way still, so it's interesting.
What about you, Michael, bro? Because it says Bayern Munich needs to negotiate a transfer fee with Liverpool, but all set, asking around 80 to 70 million fee. And then before that, they said that Luis Díaz had reached a verbal agreement with Bayern Munich.
I think he's gone, to be honest. I think we're seeing the last couple of days with Diaz at Liverpool. I think he just wants to move. Yeah. And you can't blame him. If he wants a new adventure. You just let the player go, get the transfer fee. Maybe he wants a higher salary. You know, he's in the prime years of his career. So clearly he's now 28 years old. He's got maybe 4 more years at the top level in football. And then maybe after that, he'll go back to Colombia or go to Brazil or Argentina and then finish off his career. But I think if you're Luis Díaz, you've done everything at Liverpool possible. You won the Premier League. People are just absolutely negative towards you in every moment, which obviously not this past season, but 23-24, the amount of negativity that he received, I think was unwarranted. Obviously, you can be frustrated at the player with all the missed chances he had, but he was giving his all, and he was still a valuable piece for us. Now, going to Bayern Munich, they need to sign somebody because I don't want to see Kingsley Coman on the left wing anymore for Bayern Munich. Gnabry in 2025. Come on, man. That's like carrying a Nokia phone in 2025. You got to move on.
Michael, don't you think that? I know, obviously, you watch Bayern and the few games I've been watching. Don't it look like Gnabry just can't be bothered with football anymore?
He cannot be, bro.
He's so watching him. I'm like, no disrespect in that, bro. Obviously, I'm in the fitness industry. He looks out of shape. He looks like he can't, bro. I was watching him on the pitch and like, nah, this geezer's clocked out ages ago. He's into fashion or something now. We don't want to be a footballer. No effort. Nothing.
I do agree with that. I think he looks unbothered with football right now. And if that's the case, all right, get Diaz in. He will want to show. If you're Bayern Munich, you have to get somebody in that left wing position because they don't really have a starter. Now, Barcelona, that one I don't really understand from Barca's perspective. I think Deco is just fantasizing the idea of getting a Luis Díaz after Nico Williams basically rejected them. So I think we're going to see in the next week, Diaz, he's going to move on, and I think it's the right thing. If you want to move on, if you're Liverpool fans, fair enough, right? But you're going to have to give me a viable, good replacement for him. If you say Gordon, I'm sorry. I'm not on board with that one bit. Anthony Gordon is a decent player. If we get Rodrigo, okay, cool. If we get Rafael Leao, we're cooking. Gordon is just an average player, so I'm intrigued to see, and it's very difficult right now with everything that's going on is all these transfer rumors, they have to move on. It's a business at the end of the day, and that's the sad part. But life has to move on, and Bayern Munich are going to have to pay money. I think Liverpool were really waiting for the Saudi bid of like maybe 90 to 100 million. But if Bayern Munich are offering 80 million euros, I think if you're Liverpool, you got to take it.
Yeah. And you know my stance on that already ends, bro. Obviously, I don't really want Rodrigo to leave Real Madrid in it, but if he's gone, I'd rather him come to Liverpool, bro. So.
No, yeah, savage. Did you see the link of him going to PSG?
Yeah.
That's stupid from Rodrigo, man. Go either go to Bayern Munich or go to Liverpool if Diaz leaves.
I agree 100%, bro.
Do you think then, in terms of if we're saying, and I think it looks like we're all agreeing that, he looks like he's probably going to leave, right? So, who is actually, because I know we were linked with like Fofana and stuff like that, but I don't see him as a needle mover.
He's linked to us and Nottingham. It's just a mad.
But he's apparently the club agreed with Nottingham because they need the money. But he hasn't agreed personal terms because he wants obviously a bigger club in his eyes. So what do we do then, bro? Because there must be someone out there that we look at and go, right, if he leaves, this is the one we have to go. I know we mentioned Rodrigo, but there's been no links to him, to us.
No links because we didn't need him. He's been linked to Arsenal because they want another left winger. All the teams he's been linked to, they want. Once we need one, there'll be links there, innit? So, even if he was gone on the way to Arsenal, I'll hijack the bid, bro. Seriously, like hijack the bid. We're the best team in the country, bro. Come play for us, innit? I like Fofana. I think he's dope. He's not a needle mover, but he's a good footballer. But yeah, man. And then like Mike said, Leao as well. Now gets a bad stick all the time, and I do wonder like sometimes how much of football people are watching of him and that. He's a good footballer, bro. He's a good footballer, man. So I'm either way, bro.
I'm just thinking who we actually gonna need or want to get in if he leaves, because we're still gonna have Cody. Do we go and get someone that's gonna be back up to Cody, or do we go and get someone that potentially could start over Cody? Because that's where I look at it. That's the point of view I'm looking at.
Wasn't he the one who was linked to Bayern, though?
Yeah, but that went quiet. That went quiet, so I don't know, man. That's going to be interesting.
Or do you think we use the funds then from this sale to get a striker?
And then I think we was going to do that anyway, to be fair. I thought that we was going to do that.
Possibly. But now getting the top guy, the top guy for the striker role.
Yeah, because I was speaking to Sam about it. I was thinking like if we don't go and get Isak for an example, because that's the one we've been kind of the conversations around. I think we'll try and get Osimhen and Ekitike. I think we'll try and get both and then I think that could potentially be, and then probably shift Ekitike as a left winger, use him as more of a wide man.
I'd be
Then-
happy getting both of them two, and then running Rio and Gakpo. I'm being serious, bro. I'm being because like Liverpool's, we don't have a problem scoring goals anyway.
Mm.
I can deal with the wingers not scoring as much goals if we've got a striker who's scoring all the goals, but that's the supplement for it. And we went through all of last season with the strikers not scoring many goals at all. I don't even know if they scored over 10 between them. So I'm fine with that, man. I know we're quite obsessive now, all of us, with the goals and assists from wingers. Usually that happens when your striker doesn't do the job. That's why Man City's never obsessed with. We just coast through the Man City seasons and no one checks the number of the wingers. But when you do, and you realise they're not really scoring that many goals, bro. But that's because Haaland scores all the goals, so it's fine. So I'm okay with that, man. I think people are, don't know. It's very interesting to find out how people actually feel about Gakpo, because like I said, it feels like he's like the unwanted stepchild, bro. Like it's always the Diaz talk about moving on and stuff like that, and then we need. And I'm like, bro, like we do need another person there, but it sounds like everyone doesn't even want Gakpo to start at all, which is fine. I just would like to know the reasons why, or if everyone doesn't actually rate him as much. It seems like nobody does.
Nah, do you know what? It's true, because even thinking about what I said, but for me, I just want double. I just
No, but
want
what
two
you said is
players.
right. You want to have somebody to start over him or match. That's how it has to be. It has to be get someone to start over him or match his ability to push him, so then they can push each other. I don't understand this thing with football clubs unless it's like you've signed in an experienced player at like DM or something.
Mm.
Why would you buy somebody who's not as good when you're trying to be the best team? You want to push the other players, innit? Get somebody who's going to be not as good as Gakpo. And then Gakpo doesn't get injured. That geezer's never going to play a game. It's just, you want somebody to push them in it and try and do whatever. That's why I said if we got Osimhen and Ekitike, then you can always change up the left wing and I'll be happy to run Rio because he's a hungry kid, bruv. Like that's fine. Of course, everyone's gonna say, "Oh, his age and all." It's funny that because when it's people that no one's watching from outside the country, everyone's happy to talk about 16 and 17-year-old players. But as soon as I say one in England who's already at a club, it's not good enough. Well, how do you know if you don't get a chance?
Yeah, that's so true. You don't know until you get given. What I do know, he's been putting a lot of work in the off season. He's been doing a lot of his sprinting stuff, endurance, and he's built. He looks taller, looks stronger. He's putting in the work behind the scenes. So don't be when you see him back next season. See, he's going to be even sharper than what you've seen him as well. I've seen obviously the video of Frimpong that he posted.
I've seen him running with the parachute on them.
Bruh, and the weight pack on his back. I was like, why is this brother moving so quick? Like, honestly, bro, like he's
rapid,
bro. From a standstill. Why is someone that can move that fast, bro? I don't even understand it. The fact that and even after moving so sharp, he still makes the good decisions as well. Nah, look, it's gonna be
Don't
very
be surprised if Slot dashes Basel on the left wing, bro. Don't be surprised, bro. I'm not even joking, bro.
Please, Savage, no. Even though he cooks there for Hungary, but I'm not ready to see that for Liverpool, man. I'm not ready to see that.
We need Sobo centre mid Sobo, man. That's what we need. In terms of, I want to shift it slightly. In terms of Arne Slot, guys, I don't know if he's ever had to deal with this from a managerial standpoint. I don't know, so forgive me if anyone knows in the chat. If you guys know on the panel, let me know. I think he's got a tough task on his hands. For me personally, I think getting the squad back in the right mind frame, and probably just trying to move forward in the best way possible without taking too much away from the one we've lost, right? So that's why I feel like it's a very difficult job he's got for this season. So he's gonna probably get a lot of, I want to say for me personally, a bit of leeway for this season because I don't know personally if he's ever had to kind of deal with this as a team, as a manager for a football club. Do you guys think he'll be difficult, or do you think it will all kind of work itself out when it needs to?
I mean, what manager has really had to deal with a situation like this? Yeah, it's not just Arne Slot, but I mean, it's probably you can count on your fingers of managers that have to deal with a death like that. I mean, it's just how do you galvanize the team? Like mentally, how do you go stronger? How can you honor the player the most? Obviously, honoring the player the most is by winning the trophies, but it's very difficult when you get back to Liverpool, like Salah talked about in his post. Like, okay, when we go back to Liverpool and you're not there, it's a very sad situation. It's like all those memories they kick in. So for Slot, I mean, after winning the Premier League, you sign all these players, you're on a high, and now it's about like you're back down to square one basically when you arrive to Liverpool, and now galvanizing the team once again. That's a tough job. I mean, yes, you have to give him some leeway for this season, I think. Obviously, after winning the Premier League, you get now a cushion for yourself. But for Arne Slot, I think for any manager dealing with this situation like this, it's very, very difficult. And I think we have our first preseason game in 6 days, if I'm not mistaken, right, Preston?
They haven't cancelled it. I thought they might have, because I know the boys are all back in tomorrow, I want to say.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so I thought they...
You think it'll be behind closed doors like the last one? When we played Preston last year, behind closed doors, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
We just saw the goals off like Twitter and stuff. But yeah, man, it's going to be his man management skills, isn't it? This is what's going to come into play now. Because with the biggest talking points about Slot coming in was all about the tactics and all that stuff. And it's going to be the man management skills and how he can deal with humans, which I'm sure he's great at. He spoke very well so far with his statements and that he carried himself well. At the funeral and stuff like that, led the team well, man. Led the boys well. Football's unforgiving though, innit? So we're three on the panel. I said yesterday I'll give the whole team grace, bro. You get me. But the rest of the football world, bro, they have a short memory, bro, and it's very unforgiving. They'll be fine for a few games and all that stuff. As soon as something they don't like, and that, you know how it goes, bro. And especially with the individual players, they all are gonna feel different things, bro. Like there's this collective where people think that all the 23 players, that they're all gonna mourn at the same time and get over stuff at the same time and think this it's not normal. I said to End yesterday, I wouldn't be surprised if someone scores a goal and just breaks down crying at some point, bro. What do you do then? How do you get me? So everything's gonna be tested. The will of the team's gonna be tested. Virgil's captaincy is gonna be tested. Slot's management, the coaching. But you have to give them some grace to humans, innit?
But Savage, you made a good point that the outside world of football, they're not going to be forgiving. So I know if Liverpool are in third place, maybe 10 points behind Arsenal or Manchester City, the title for some YouTubers will be Slot equals fraud. Something like that.
Yeah.
Whereas they don't understand sort of the mental aspects of this horrific accident. So yeah, it's gonna be a very intriguing. And actually, somebody made a good point that Van Bronckhorst is a very good manager. He did that really well at Feyenoord and Rangers. So I think that's a good aspect that's been a good addition to the Liverpool staff for this upcoming season.
Yeah, I agree. I think for the players, and I think they're smart enough, and hopefully they take something. It might just have to be a team thing of togetherness, close in it, and kind of like stay away from social media. Because in the stadium they'll be fine. Liverpool. Yeah. That's one thing about our fans in the stadium. We don't have the booing culture of our players and stuff like that. So they'll be fine. Everyone will be behind them. Everything else online, I know it's hard to tell some people to get off, but some people do. And you don't want to be seeing bad messages about yourself when you're feeling like shit and that already. So hopefully I'm talking about do whatever you can as the managers and that. Bring a psychologist in if you need to, bro. Something. Seriously, bro. Like a therapist or something. You get me? Just encourage the players to if they need to. Not, oh, you have to do this, but just bring one in. And if you want to speak, go and speak to them. I know a lot of people probably think that we're going over the top and that, bro. But as I said, regular day-to-day work, which everyone has to do, you have a bereavement period if something happens. And I think in England, it's like up to 4 weeks if you need it, which 4 weeks isn't enough to tell you to get over something, but gives you a little bit of time. Football's like back to work. Media's on you straight away. As Enzo said, the boys are going to be back in training and all this stuff and pressing on the weekend. And that's what people will be thinking once it's the kickoff of one game. For most people, it's like back to business. For them, it's never back to business. So, yeah, man, it'll be very interesting. But and I can't tell you how people are to be a fan, and that's up to you guys and that. But give them a bit of grace, man. And content creators, I think for sure, have a bit about yourself in it. You don't need to be putting like what Michael's just talking about. Oh, as a fraud and the stupid things, and has he lost the dressing room? And come on, man.
Yeah, that'll be diabolical if anyone does that. To be fair.
Yeah.
Let's get to this one. Jarquez. I would be happy with Ekatike and Georges. Macatades up top with Rio running backup winger. I've not watched Macatades to go. I don't know. Rio is my guy. Ekatike, I don't mind. I think he's a baller. Michael Sav, you guys watched him. Maybe you can shed some light in terms of the player profile.
Mikadotz is a baller. I mean, he's more of a false nine sort of player, but do we want a false nine sort of player? He could work in that sort of system that Slot had last year where he was playing Diaz, Gakpo, everybody at the false nines. Mikadotz can definitely do that. And he's going to be cheap because Lyon are getting relegated. So 15 million, I would say, maximum with John
Very good
Texter.
player.
And yeah, obviously, if we get Ekatike, I'll be very, very happy about that.
Yeah, very good players, both of them.
I'd like Armada, man, if he's up for sale from Lyon as well. I wanted him for when he was in the MLS, but yeah, that's mad. Big up to Dr. Blake. He says, hope everyone's healthy and well. Yeah, we're all blessed, my bro.
Big up, bro.
Appreciate the super chat. And he's got another one here. It says, how many attackers do we need now? So how many attackers do we need now? All right, you wrote it twice. Fair enough. Big up.
With Nunes at the moment, we've got 5 on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone's still, I don't know. So everyone's still expecting Nunes to move on.
Yes.
I guess. Yeah. So I think just got numbers on it. It's probably 2. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'd say 2. I think you need a backup for Salah. You need, or if you're not going to look at the backup situation, maybe someone that's going to be taking over for him in the next 2 seasons.
Yeah, a little
Someone that's ready, but they've got time on their hands to still be able to play a part, and then ready to take up the mantle once he leaves in the 2 years. Because I don't see Liverpool. Probably they might, but I don't see them giving him a new deal. They'll probably just play a thank you and then go again, sort of thing. And then you're going to need 2 forwards. You're going to need 2 left wingers, unless you don't. Keep Gakpo and then maybe someone that can play there. I know you mentioned Sobo, and then obviously Florian Wirtz can play on that side at times, I guess. So many different options we could potentially have.
I think we'll always go down the versatile route when it comes to wingers, whereas the attackers, the strikers, I think at this point we just want an actual striker in it. But I think with the wingers, they'll pick somebody who can play across the front 3. Because obviously we've always done that with Salah. It seems like it doesn't matter what manager we get, we don't do Salah backups. And if there are, there's a solution what's already in the team. We don't have a specific person because usually they're not going to get any games, and very hard sell to people. Especially from when you play for another club, and the Prem's one of the most watched. Liverpool's one of the most watched teams in the world. They know themselves already from watching that Salah don't have time off. So you can't even lie to them. They'll go, no, trust me, we'll give you game time. Salah won't play that often. They're like, bro, we see football, bro. He's on the pitch all the time.
Plays every game.
Yeah.
And what are we going to do when he's gone at AFCON later this year too?
That's interesting. AFCON's an interesting one.
So if we don't sign anybody to be a backup, is it going to be Dominic then on the right side?
Yeah, unless
saying we got Chiesa. Chiesa's still there.
Honestly, forget about Chiesa, man. What is going to happen with him? Oh yeah, because Napoli just signed a player for the left wing, so he's not going there.
Ah, damn.
Yep.
Be very interesting what happens with Chiesa, man. Very interesting.
Surely for him, he's got to move. He has to move.
I would if I was him.
Yeah.
Man don't like me, bro. It's clear.
Yeah, but there might be nowhere for him to move. There might actually not be anywhere that he could go.
There's always somewhere, man.
There's plenty of clubs. I get that, but maybe not.
Nah, man, listen, you're forgetting what happened with Artemelo, blood. There's always somewhere for you to go, bro. We gave him 13 minutes, bro. His whole Liverpool career, bro.
13 minutes, I gotta get gas. I see a couple of shoulder drops, couple of little quick turns, and I thought, okay, 13 minutes. Never saw him.
You got gassed about that Napoli performance away. You're like, oh, this is the midfielder we need.
And then we 13 minutes, bro, and then never saw it again. It's Jamie
makes a good point still. Frimpong.
Oh yeah, Frimpong. Yeah, totally forgot about him.
Frimpong can go there. Okay. What about the the other the right back we signed? What's his name? The
Ramsey.
Ramsey.
Don't do that. Don't call him the other brother, bro. It's cold, bro. Don't do that.
Nah, Sam, we ain't seen him ever again.
No, but don't do that, bro. Don't do that, bro.
He gave us 8 minutes, I think it was. Might be less.
They're great 8 minutes though.
Yeah, he looked good, looked sharp, looked energetic, looked strong, aggressive, but then it's been like 3 years, right? Am I going crazy? It's been 3 years.
Yeah, about 3 years.
Is that Kilmarnock, I think?
Is he still our player?
Yeah. He was at Aberdeen, then
Is he
Kilmarnock.
still our player?
He's on loan, innit? He went on loan last year to Kilmarnock again.
Because I did remember Liverpool thing, then he got injured, then came. Raw.
I'm telling you, man, he's a Liverpool player still, bro.
He's just in the wings, just chilling.
I don't even know if he's met Slot, bro. I'm being deadly serious, bro.
He said his whole career since Slot's been there, just been like in and out. Just
so if he tries to call Slot doesn't have him on name on the phone.
Because I'm thinking as well, like what happens pre-season? I'm guessing they're gonna loan Dan's back out, innit? Because he was injured on his loan last season.
Yeah, they'll loan him out.
They'll probably sell Morton, although Morton's actually better than a lot of people think, but they'll probably sell him. He can play in the Premier League team. Trey's got a new contract, which is good because you don't want to let him go anywhere, bro. I don't know, man. It's very interesting. I don't know what Liverpool's doing, man.
That's crazy, you know. So who do you think from the young group could potentially get an opportunity this season? Then, just looking at the overall base of the squad.
When you say a chance, you mean like cup games and that still?
Yeah, maybe even like a young league perform. Like
I don't think any of them are going to get in the league performance.
Okay, fair enough.
So
All right, cup game then.
Rio, McConnell, Trey, unless Trey goes out on loan. I would probably, maybe I don't know because they both train with the first team, so Slot might want him around. But if he doesn't, then it's important for them to get game time, and in that case, I'd loan both of them out. But then the Slot didn't really do when he changed up the team for the cups. Even though League Cup we used pretty much our proper team to the final, and FA Cup we got knocked out in the third round, so we only had one or two games in it. So it's like,
did Trey start against Accrington Stanley? I think he did.
Yeah, it's Trey, Curtis, and Wataru, I think, and then Gomez, I think, at the back. I like the thing is like some of them are. I like McConnell's every time he plays for us, he's pretty good, but just because he's pretty good, that doesn't mean that he's going to make it in the top tier at Liverpool. But so maybe they can get some money for him. But Trey, 100%. That's why they gave him that new contract. They know in it. They need game time now. They need game time. So
yeah, they have, and I feel like they're good enough. They're like on the brink to be good enough to start in some good teams. They're on the brink of doing that, but then you won't know unless you get given an opportunity to play.
You surround them with experience in the cup games. So still you would say the fringe team or the second team, the subs, but still experience. Then it's okay. The problem that we've had a lot of the times is when we've played youngsters, we've thrown them in there with a mixed match of like players that never played together. Like we didn't use Chiesa at all, but this game we're going to use Chiesa, we're going to use Trey, we're going to use Rio. I'm like, bro, that's not really fair on these players, bro.
Yeah,
like this is all over the place with the centre backs that don't normally play together and the goalkeeper. So if they do that and the left winger who's normally a sub plays and the whatever who normally plays, then you get me. That probably makes sense still, and still use them sparingly. Slot doesn't seem to want to rotate the whole team, even though he said one of his mistakes was not rotating enough. That I think people might have taken that to think, oh, that means this season he's going to rotate the whole team. I don't think that. I just think he forgot about the winter break and all that stuff, and it was a tough period, and it was loads of games, and it's like, okay, it's a bit of a, you know what I mean? So
do we not get the winter break on a consistent basis? Because I do remember us having it. Am I going crazy? I'm sure we had it. They took it off.
Well, we had that thing before where it's like for the 10, there's 20 teams in the Prem, so the 10 will play this weekend, and then the other ones will have a week off, and then the week after. But then they had the Champions League games on it. and that period is around January anyway. So yeah, man, it's whatever the TV deals on it. That's where it comes from. Whatever they want, they get, bro. And Amazon said, nah, bro, run us them games, bro. So
nah, do you know how crazy that is? Because I'm like, I'm sure they did say, oh yeah, these guys are gonna get a nice little winter break, and I'm like, all right, good for the players. But then, like, yeah, that didn't happen last season at all, bro. These guys played every game.
Yeah,
nah, that's mental. Shout out to everyone watching over X and YouTube, over 200 of you guys in. If you haven't already liked the video,
no more talk. There's been no more talk. I get it why there's been no more talk. There's no more Gray talking.
Not at the moment. As I said, we spoke about it yesterday. I think the squad needs to get back in first.
I think it's done.
You think it's done?
Yeah, I just think they're being sensitive in it. Like it's kind of crazy you can't announce a player within that space of time.
Yeah,
I think if what happened didn't happen, they probably would have announced it this week. But I think it's done, bro.
Wait, what's done?
Gray.
Yeah. Gotcha.
No, that's true. You know, it would have probably been this week where everything would have been announced as well. But yeah, crazy. In terms of and as I was saying, guys, there's over 200 of you in the building. I was hoping we would be on the higher likes, but it's down to you guys. You guys are in control of that. So if you haven't, consider doing so. And if you want to troll and do it at the end, then be a troll and do it at the end. Appreciate it either way. In terms of, I want to speak about the three players I believe could be vice captain for Liverpool. So either Salah, Robbo, or Alisson. Did you guys have anyone else in mind that you would put as your vice captain, as obviously Trent is left? Chat as well, I'd love to know. Just one name. Who would your vice captain be? Have a little think about it before you rush in and put a name in the chat. Just have a little think. Who would be a very good vice captain? With all that's gone on, we're going to need someone that's be able to back up, obviously, Virgil.
I just assumed Robbo would be my pick, but I just assumed that it'd be Salah. To be honest, you get me. But Robbo would be my pick. I'm not thinking about who's the best player and stuff like that. I'm on about leading the team. Yeah, I think Robbo, bro.
Yeah, definitely Robbo. Yeah, even though Salah's captain for Egypt, I think Robbo's captain for Scotland.
Yeah,
Alisson, he's probably like assistant captain, I think, for Brazil. Depends on Carlos. So they're all captains, so they all have exceptional leadership skills. I would probably go with Robbo.
Because I think most people would think that Salah would probably be the one that gets it, because obviously,
I think
he's Salah as well. But yeah, I think he's a captain, but I don't look at him as a captain. I would look at Robbo as a captain.
Yeah, Salah's one of them lead by example people. With how he plays and stuff like that. I think sometimes I don't even know about them kind of sometimes that kind of thing's overrated, but yeah, we've got that kind of team at the moment, and where it's like it matters, but it kind of doesn't. They're all still doing what they're doing and that. But I feel like they're more them little details when it comes to speaking to the referee and calming stuff down, or when we're ready to go to war and that. Bro. I think Robbo's got that still.
Yeah, I believe so.
Can't have man doing what Salah did when we played Everton. Salah was just standing on the other side of the pitch somewhere, bro. Didn't want to get involved. Nah, I need man to scrap, bro. What do you mean, bro? Salah was just there looking at his knees and that, bro, chilling. Like, what's going on? I'm staying out of that.
I said I don't want to get involved in any beef right now. But yeah, you need Robbo, because Robbo would be the first over there as well. Okay, Ultra said, and Jones is captain more games than Salah, by the way.
Yes. That's because the games where Jones captain, Salah's not playing on it.
True.
We've done that thing before. It's like the most. It was Gomez is captain more than him as well, because he's the longest served one. Yeah, it makes sense, because the only time your vice captain's going to be used when Virgil's not there. And the only time Virgil's not going to be there is when it's a game where he wouldn't play, which judging on getting jerkers in and all that stuff. Robbo won't play in them games either, so Robbo playing a couple games on it.
James thinks this could be Kanate now, unless he signs a new deal, bro. He ain't getting no
arm. Going to be Kanate.
Unless he signs a new deal, he ain't getting no armband, boy. What about Alisson as well? I feel like he left out, but I know some of you are going to share my opinion on this. Don't want a goalkeeper being captain.
Yeah, he's definitely like a talker, bro. But it's the goalkeeper being a captain thing. And the thing
you guys don't like that?
Nah, bro, I can't deal with it.
It depends who it is. So Alisson actually loses his head sometimes himself, innit?
Yeah.
Who's
he
calming
does.
him down while he's gone? Because you know when he goes full red face on people and that, and loses it. Yeah.
He'll make a save, and then you're like, "Oh no, he's calm for a split second. He looks so calm. Then he'll just spin around, and I'm like, "Yo, it weren't his fault," but he's blaming him as well because he should have helped out.
I'm expecting a
'Cause-
full Alisson crash out at some point, bro. Because the amount of times that he thinks he's getting a clean sheet and he doesn't get it, he looks like he's gonna kill someone, bro.
How
Yeah,
is he
especially
not
like it's
pressed
added time and he concedes. Oh, he's pissed.
He never gets the golden glove.
Nope.
He never gets that shit, bro. Like we'll be coasting the game 3-0. And like, clean sheet for Alisson today, 89th minute for no reason.
And it was dumb, yeah, because Virgil kicking the ball off of, like, Robbo telling Virgil to leave it. He's gone, nah, I'm going to get involved. You're like, bro, we were winning.
Yeah, but that
1-0,
one was
like.
funny because Robbo was screwing at Virgil. And Virgil does that thing.
yeah.
When Virgil does something wrong, he just looks into space. He doesn't make eye contact.
He looks to the
with
ground.
anyone.
He looks to the ground.
And then obviously that game, Virgil went and scored the header in it on the other side.
Yeah, to go
Yeah.
win it.
Yeah. And I seen his face, man. While everyone's cussing, I was like, nah, I can see him in the background talking to Robbo. No, Robbo's like, yeah, man. You get me? Don't do that again. Because I'm already going for a tough time and that.
Yeah, the fan base online is already killing me, bro. So, and now, because you saw it as well, everyone's like, oh, why is Robbo there? No, because Robbo read it.
Ain't it mad though? Like I know I don't believe in all that energy business yet, but I swear in football, when everyone's against you, bro, shit really starts going wrong. Like Kwanzaa, everyone loved him, innit? The moment one thing went wrong for Kwanzaa, all of a sudden it's an own goal here. Someone kicked the ball off him there. He's miskicked it here. He fell over there. Goes to England, scores an own goal. I'm like, brother, give the man a break, bro.
Give man a damn break.
How many teams have had actually goalkeepers as captains? Because I can only think of like Casillas, Oliver Kahn, Buffon. I think Kasper Schmeichel. No, not Kasper Schmeichel. It was Wes Morgan who was the captain. That's
but
about
Kasper Schmeichel was the captain when Wes Morgan moved on.
Moved on, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's not many clubs that have actually had. De Gea and Neuer.
Yeah. Hugo Lloris.
Oh well, I mean that's if Hugo Lloris is captain, yeah, you're in trouble. I'll say that.
That cracked me up to this day, you know, because mistakes after mistakes. I'm like, and then he had the ban as well for drinking and stuff. And it's like
he was captain. That is captain when he wanted to scrap Son, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thank
God Amazon were for that season, bro. That was impeccable.
Every football fan at that moment was like, nah, Lloris has done something Son wouldn't. It was like, you can't get Son angry, bro. That's like when Sane got Mane angry, and I'm like, are we really going to try and pick who's the problem? Mane got angry, bro. Yeah, Sane, you did something. Mane
yeah.
in the mouth for no reason, bro.
He punched him in his mouth, didn't he?
Yeah, Son was, and it was because they were filming a documentary in it at the same time.
Yeah.
Son was losing his mind, man.
Yeah, he was. That's the most pissed I've ever seen him.
I've never seen him like that. Mike was right. That season was so funny for Spurs because that's where we got that famous Mourinho meme in it when he's drinking a water bottle and he throws it back down and runs off.
Yeah.
No, I was saying to Stan, we need Mourinho back in the Premier League.
We do.
I love the guy, man.
Where would he go if you could bring him back into the Premier League? Where would you put him?
Newcastle.
Yeah.
All day, every day.
It'll be Newcastle, in it.
Yeah, that team would suit him down to a T, bro. Oh my
the fans as well. Oh, the fans would love him.
Yeah. I can imagine him crowd surfing at St James's Park, just diving into the crowd and that, bro. And he'd keep the generals around. You know the players that we look at now. I rate Newcastle's team, to be honest, but obviously Trippier and that's older now. Shaw and that's getting older. He'd keep them. That's what if that happened. He'd come in. Everyone's like, "We're gonna get rid of him." No. I need him to go to war for me, bro.
Bruno Guimaraes would turn into the biggest a-hole in the Premier League with Mourinho as manager. 100%.
I think Joe Linton would go.
Joe Linton under Mourinho.
Joe Linton.
Oh, bro, that'd be horrible, bro. That'd be absolutely horrible.
Oh my days! Nah,
You remember? Obviously, I remember, bro. The first season he got to Madrid, bro. Then the team changed. They all got very aggressive for no reason. I don't know what happened. And then
that was peak Sergio.
Yeah. And then when Adebayor left and I watched the interview with him, he said like, "Oh yeah. He was telling us war stories in the change room and that. He's telling us to go out there and take blood." I could tell. Bro, they were hurting people for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Mourinho, bro. What a guy.
Well, he still got the record for the highest amount of goals in La Liga as
Yeah,
someone.
man. I was poking people in the eye and that himself, bro. That's you know like that.
Yeah, he was doing some madness on the sideline. Getting into these lovely little scraps, bro. But I don't know. I'd love him back in the Prem. Do you know? I'd love if he comes. Conte came back. Simeone. I'd love if they all like when.
Yeah. Peak business, man.
I think it would be so competitive in terms of just. Yeah, I'd love to see it.
I would love to see Diego Simeone in the Premier League. I think he would suit it to a T, to be honest.
Yeah, Simeone would be cold, man.
Simeone, Conte, Mourinho.
Pep. Yeah, with this version of Pep.
Yeah.
You know what Simeone would do? He would bring out the old Pep when he was at Barcelona, when he was beefing with Mourinho. That would be the Pep we would see. Yeah,
that would be dope, man. And then old Lego head would probably lose it then. Arteta, bro, he'd lose his mind, bro.
Can't lie, Savage. If Arsenal don't win anything this season, they sack him. Simeone to Arsenal.
Simeone, yeah.
I can see that happening.
I don't think they'll ever sack Arteta, bro. This guy, I don't know. He's got.
This might be the season.
All he has to do is look like he's competed again. I think that's all it is. If they say they miss out on like a couple of points, I think they'll be like, "Oh, we were close, man. It was just this one game," and they'll find someone else to blame.
Funny enough, this is the most pressure they're going to be under this season, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now that I got them players in, bro. What's the tally of money gone up to now? Probably about nearly 900 mil now, isn't it? With the players yeah. It's crazy business, bro. Nearly $1 billion is madness to get nothing.
To achieve nothing. How mad that is to spend that kind of money and achieve nothing. Chelsea has though, but to be fair, they've won stuff, even though they've.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But Chelsea's been less time in it because they've had different managers in between that time. Arteta's been the same manager for 5 years. It's 5 years now, isn't it? COVID he joined 2020.
Yep.
Yes, it's 5 years.
2019. Bro. Late 2019.
Oh, 2019. 5 years. Bro, you ain't got no damn excuse, bro. There's only so much you do the progression thing, and then now you're in the title race. Now it's to win it. There's no more. The only progression after being in the title race is winning the damn thing, bro. You can't start doing this. Oh yeah, we were second, but we got more points this year. Nobody cares, bro. Cares about that? He cares. He was. Oh yeah, we got more points than Liverpool. Arteta, stop it. Stop it. It's embarrassing, bro.
No, why do you think he starts saying these things, bro? Is it because he's getting pressed?
Because he's under pressure. Because he's under pressure. Bro. He knows. He's trying to deflect the attention towards him.
Yeah, but can't you just calm down, bro? Like, stop just saying nonsense. Can you not just don't be rattled?
You saw him in the PSG game, bro. He was just like, oh yeah, even the PSG staff said that we were better. And then they asked him, and he was like, Enrique's like, that's not what. None of us said that.
He was the best team in the competition.
He's like, if you look at the stats, you can see that who was the best team in this tournament. Yeah, PSG. Who won it? What are you talking about? I told them, bro. I knew this was. I knew that was going to happen. Once they beat Real Madrid, I knew they were going to like. Oh yeah, I'm like, brother, that it's an accomplishment on the night when you do it. After that day, the only accomplishment is winning the damn trophy. Nobody cares about now. Rice's free kicks was living folklore on Champions League highlights, bro. Nobody cares about them.
When would they even throw that up anyway, bro? Because
God knows, bro. When Arsenal win something, when they go on and win the Champions League, they'll start going Arsenal through the years Champions League goals. Nobody cares, bro.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, man, nobody cares, bro. Like, stop overgassing it, bro. People score free kicks for Feyenoord and FC Sheriff and all that all the time, bro. It's not that serious. That's what happened. Remember with that when FC Sheriff beat Real Madrid.
Yeah.
You know who won the Champions League that year? Real Madrid. So nobody cares about FC Sheriff, bro. You get me?
Yeah, that would have forgotten so quickly, bro. No one cared that they won. They beat.
Nobody cared.
Nobody cares, bro.
Right. Dr. Blick, another super chat. What attacker would you sign then? He said, man, Isak, Osimhen, or Ekitike. Those are the kind of ones that we'd be looking at. For me, anyway. Not for the guys. You guys can tell us what ones you would want.
Same.
If we sell Diaz, Rodrigo, and Osimhen.
Yeah, what Mike said.
If we get Rodrigo and Osimhen, oh my god.
You know Osimhen would cook in this team, bro. You know he would.
Oh, we would cook so bad. Oh my god. Rodrigo is so good. Kind of feel bad for him, what is going on with Real Madrid,
Oh,
but
it's
it's gonna be the benefit of some team around the world. You know what it reminds me of, guys? It reminds me of Robin when he was at Real Madrid.
That's
Then he goes to
exactly what I was
Bayern Munich,
thinking.
and you see what happens.
And the thing is, like,
Is it that bad though, guys? On a real, it's only 4 games. It's only 4 games. He's not.
no, trust me.
No, it's bad.
I know how this works, man. The writing's on the wall, bro.
Yep.
It's hard. It's horrible.
When
bro.
Xabi Alonso says he's eager or he's going to be a valuable piece, that means he's gone.
Yeah.
No, but okay.
And the other players keep getting better, bro. So the ones who like going to play in this spot.
Look at Goulet, for example. Goulet was an outcast last season. Look how he's doing right now.
Yeah, true.
Yep.
Well, how can you just come in 4 games like, yeah, I'm going to get rid of Rodrigo?
Because you got an abundance of talent in it.
Exactly.
So like in any other team, doing that to Rodrigo sounds like ridiculous, bro. In this team, it doesn't. I hate it though. Like I had to, yeah, man. Yeah,
because that's the guy that bro, so relied upon. There's games last season
bro.
when Rodrigo was saving Madrid,
and the season before. Oh my god,
The season
all the
before,
winning goals, yeah, man.
When they won the
he's
title
so loved
in
as well.
Champions
Like,
League.
he's not one of them players where like the fans don't like. They love him. He's proper loved in it. So Mike's right. He's not only a benefit to some other team, bro. He will end up being whatever team's best player. He's good, man.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, mad. All right, I guess we'll leave it there, guys. Michael, do you have anything coming up on Michael Talks?
No, not really, man. Just kind of take it easy with the content for the summer. Get back into the flow in August, September.
Yeah.
Nah, fairs. What about you, Sav? You got any streams today you thinking about?
Yeah, the stuff that I want to plan today because I got a bit of time, but I don't have anything scheduled. So all I'd ask is if anyone's interested, just go and subscribe now, innit? And then I'll lightly put something up. I told you about this anyway. I'm trying to keep because my football channel took such a backseat, and if I leave it till August when the season starts, it's going to be even harder. So I'm just trying to keep it ticking over. So maybe, to be honest, everyone just wants to talk. I might just keep throwing Q&As together up until then, and I'll just take the comments from the chat and make it into a conversation on it. But there's not much to talk about, man. Once I've done this with you, I'm not going to talk about the same thing. That's weird. So.
Fair. So let me
put
Mike's channel in the description so you guys make it easy for you guys, man. But I know some of you guys are lazy as hell, man. You won't even go in the description just to go and subscribe. Don't mean it that way, but I do mean it at the same time.
He's lazy, bro. Because everything's still on the same screen, bro. Just scroll down on it.
Yeah. So yeah, I've added both of their channels in there. So guys, please just head over there and subscribe. For me on this channel, Thursday, 7 p.m. Fingers crossed we can do it at that time. I should be back with a members only chat as well. I've actually enjoyed. I've done 2 so far, and I've actually enjoyed them. Conversations have been great. Interactions have been great. So if you're not a member, consider becoming one. Yeah, we'll do members only chats for that. And I think that is it. I've not got anything else planned, but I'm sure many of you are subscribed, and I'm sure many of you got your notifications on. So you'll see when I decide to throw a video together. As I said, I think with the players coming back tomorrow, we'll see a bit more. We'll probably have a bit more, news and stuff to kind of chop up around Liverpool. So appreciate you guys, bearing with us.
I did say in the chat.
Your thing's
You're
gone.
muted.
Someone tried to silence me, bro. I don't know who did that. Now he said there was a Jota special on at 6 p.m. today on LFC TV.
Oh, okay.
He said it. I've seen him put it in the chat earlier. And Rakitic is retired, man. Big up Rakitic, bro.
He's retired now. Okay.
Baller.
Oh, he retired. Damn, what a baller, man.
Top player, man.
You remember when he scored that goal against Spurs at Wembley?
Yeah.
Half volley, left-footed.
Yeah, proper player.
Sick player.
Proper player. Okay. All right. Guys, appreciate you as always. Catch you guys on the flip side, man. Peace out.
Peace.